All right. So Assemblyman Mike Gibson wasn't planning to say anything, but after hearing his colleagues talk about the danger of silence, something inside him snapped. He grabbed the microphone and delivered an impassioned rebuke of the Trump administration, accusing them of a deliberate plot to tear up the US Constitution. Let's watch the full clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. That was a mic drop. I wasn't going to say anything, but two of my colleagues just said something about being silent that caused me to reflect on what I said on this floor over the 11 years that I've been on this floor. And let me just say and just repeat what I said since I've been on this green carpet from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Life begins the moment you start being silent about the things that matter. In the end, you will not remember the words of your enemies, but the silence of your friends. So being on this floor today, I cannot sit by and be silent on the things that matter. This is a defining moment in history in California. So I know we referenced our governor multiple times on this floor, but I am proud of Gavin Newsom, who had the courage to stand up and be bold when a lot of governors refuse to stand up and be bold. To stand up and let California, to stand up and be bold and be courageous in this moment. Saving democracy. Understand this, that our democracy in the United States is on life support right now. And it takes courage to stand up and be counted. We are in a defining moment in America, and I am so proud to be a member of the California State Legislature right now, that no other state is standing up and being counted. When this president, I am embarrassed to even call him president. Picking on the most vulnerable people among us, sending in ICE agents to snatch our students wearing masks. That's what happened in third world countries. How can we not stand up and do what we're doing? It's about a third term, doing something that no other president dared to do. It's about taking back, it's about changing the Constitution of the United States of America. And make no mistake about it, they didn't hide what they were trying to do right now. It's about Project 2025. And it's been said time and time again. If California do not do this, we are just handing over the Constitution of the United States of America. And it started with the United States Supreme Court. It is about our human rights. So to my colleague who's not here, who talks about the phone calls that he received, and it's about him coming to this country. Well, it's about the little old ladies who fought in the 60s and the 50s in order to get human rights, civil rights, women's rights, LGBTQ rights in this country, who can right now be taken away from us in this country, in the United States of America. It's about the next generation, that we may not even have any black people serving in office to have representation. It's about 10 African-American members of Congress that could be wiped away in Congress if we don't stand up and be counted. And California stands in the way of that happening. So we cannot afford not to do anything. So I'm proud of Speaker Rivas standing up and being counted and being bold. And being in this time, making sure that California is counted. It's about making sure that we stand in the way of this man and his power. So yes, it's about ACA 8. It's about us walking out of this room today and holding our head up high for the next generation.
30 seconds.
We can make a difference, and we shall make a difference, making sure that we save the democracy for not only for the next generations who will sit in this seat, stand on this floor, but it's about our grandchildren and the legacy that we will leave behind. So I'm asking for the 54 courageous Democrats, because we already know what the other side won't do with a strong aye vote.
I mean, the first thing that really hits you is just the passion. It's the kind of thing you just don't see that much anymore. And honestly, it's because the other side has gotten so good at making you feel insane for reacting this way. You know, they perform these direct assaults on democratic norms right out in the open. And then when you stand up and scream that the house is on fire, they just calmly tell you you're being hysterical. It's classic gaslighting. It's a deliberate strategy to numb everybody. They want to make this madness feel like standard, boring policy so that anyone with a pulse who points out the obvious danger just looks like a crazy person. It's meant to erode the credibility of the people who are actually paying attention. And calling this stuff fear-mongering, I mean, come on, that is such a pathetic lie. It's like watching an arsonist with a can of gasoline telling you that, no, you don't smell smoke. Democracy isn't just getting a bit sick. It's being actively poisoned by a movement that absolutely despises accountability. To stand there and pretend it's just business as usual, that's not spin, that is a profound betrayal of the country. Then he gets into the specifics, right? He names Project 2025. And this is where the whole thing just gets somehow even more cynical. The way they talk about it, the people behind it, they use this sanitized bureaucratic language to cover up what is, for all intents and purposes, a revolutionary power grab. They say they're deconstructing the administrative state. What does that even mean? It sounds so boring and academic. It's a sterile, empty phrase designed to hide the fact that they are talking about firing thousands upon thousands of civil servants to replace them with political loyalists. It's turning the entire government into a weapon for one person. And they call it a policy playbook. A playbook! It's a fascist manifesto wrapped up in corporate buzzwords. I'm sorry, but calling this plan efficient government is like calling a guillotine an effective headache remedy. It's a grotesque distortion that just completely and willfully ignores the violent, destructive, anti-American mission at its heart. It's insane. And then he brings it all home, right? He connects the high-level political plotting to the actual human cost. Because this stuff isn't abstract. The right's counter-argument is always the same tired old thing. It's all just a culture war. They're just protecting traditional values. It's such a cowardly and transparent shield. That phrase, traditional values, has always been the preferred dog whistle for people who want to impose a rigid social order on everyone else. It's a way to sound noble while you're rolling back protections for women, for LGBTQ people, for anyone who isn't part of their little club. It's a justification for cruelty disguised as a return to some mythological past that never even existed in the first place. And let's just be completely honest about what they mean. Their traditional values is just a clean, focus group term for bigotry. Their vision for the country is one where millions of people are stripped of their basic humanity and shoved back into the closet, or to the back of the bus, or out of the country entirely. This isn't a culture war. A culture war is an argument over, I don't know, song lyrics or something. This is a war on the fundamental right of other human beings to exist safely and freely in their own damn country. And that's why you need this kind of passion. You need people like Mike Gibson to stand up and scream. Because when one side is so calmly and methodically planning to dismantle everything you believe in, politeness is surrender. You have to meet that cold, calculated cruelty with fire. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.